Hi guys, welcome to the Twilight Zone. Thank you for joining me today. I want to talk a little bit today about self-love. Now, when I talk about self-love, I don't mean self-care. Self-care is when you get that pedicure, you buy that thing that you wanted, you take yourself out, the Sunday fun day, self-care day, you eat your healthy vegetables and things of that nature. Those are all wonderful things, and I think you should do lots of that. That's wonderful. Self-care, yes. I am talking about self-love. Now, a lot of us think of self-love as a selfish act because we've been taught to give of ourselves and to give to others first, which is all a very good idea. And I think we should do that. But self-love is not selfish. I always tell the story to the people that I talk to about a time when there was, I wanted orange juice. And I went to my refrigerator and there was an orange juice, but there was only enough for 1 cup. And I thought to myself, well, I should not have it because what if somebody else comes and they would like to have that orange juice? I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to drink something else. And then I said to myself, wait a minute, why can't I have the last cup of orange juice? I could simply go buy some more, or someone else could drink something else. That was not me being selfish. That was me being good to myself, nurturing myself, saying that it's okay for me to be the one to have the good thing. So I want you to think about that when you think about self-love. What does it really mean to love yourself? I think about the scripture that says, love God with your whole heart, love your neighbors, and love yourself, or love your neighbor as yourself. I think we get the love God part pretty good, and we get the love thy neighbor part okay when we can, but it's the love ourselves that we kind of let fall by the wayside. So what do I mean when I talk about self-love? I am talking about nurturing yourself, paying attention to your body. You know, your body is the first indication that an emotion is rising in you. Your body is the first to notify you. You get that butterflies in your stomach, right? And you know you're going to see someone that you've been anticipating and when you're nervous about something. Or you get a lump in your throat before you start to cry. Or you get, a buzzing sensation, the hair on the back of your neck stands up when you get afraid. Those are all warning systems. Those are all signals that the body sends to you to let you know that there's an emotion in tow. And so I want you to think about that when it comes to um, hidden trauma, things that trigger us. So when you start to feel that emotion rising, when you start to feel that you're tensing up, that you've got your chest starts to tighten, that might be the first signal before anger comes, or fear, or sadness. And I'd like you to take some time and pay attention to that. Pay attention to the circumstances that brings that about, that tightness in your chest. And try to figure out where that is coming from. That's the self-love I'm talking about. Certain situations trigger us, right? And depending on what type of traumas you've had in the past, different things trigger each of us. But self-love would mean getting and going deep inside that memory, inside that vein, and finding out exactly where that trigger comes from, so that you do not have to experience emotions on that level, meaning things that catch you off guard. Some of us know what our triggers are and we avoid them. Some of us don't even know that we have triggers. And we find ourselves angry or frustrated or sad, and we don't even know what has happened to us. If you truly want to love yourself, you're going to take the time to do the work. Some people call it the shadow work. Some people call it other things. The bottom line is that is the type of self-love I'm talking about. If for any reason you were not nurtured as a child or you were neglected in any way, self-love looks like taking that energy and turning it in on yourself, loving that inner child, that wounded person inside of you. I'll give you an example. I used to, whenever I was doing a task, even if I was tired or I was a little beat up, I would tell myself to power through. Put on your big girl pants, get this done. You can do this, Twilight. Don't be a wimp. And I didn't realize that that voice was the voice of somebody from my childhood. There's a voice from the past that was telling me to continue to push myself, even when I was uncomfortable and tired, or even if I was in pain. And so what I started to do is recognize, oh, I'm in pain, or I don't feel good, or I'm just too tired. I'm beat up. I don't want to do this. And I give myself permission to stop or to reposition myself or to take a break, even to take a whole nap if it's what I needed to feel better and to feel recharged. That's the kind of self-love I'm talking about. Taking yourself out of situations that make you uncomfortable. You don't have to go to that family barbecue if Uncle so-and-so is going to be there, or if Auntie so-and-so is going to be antagonizing you, or if your cousins don't like you and don't treat you well. You don't have to go. You don't have to show up. You simply say, well, the easiest thing to say is, nope, not coming. No excuses. Whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. The bottom line is feeling comfortable. And if you find yourself in a situation where, you've gone to the event and now these emotions have come up, you can take care of yourself in that moment. Say, excuse me, I need to get a water. I need to get a tea. I need to get a coffee. You walk away. You take yourself out of that situation and you go and nurture yourself. Tell yourself it's okay. Tell yourself we can go home. Tell yourself that you're not going to allow anyone to mistreat you. If you have a child and you love your child, you take good care of the child, treat yourself the same way in situations like that. What would I tell my son if I felt like someone was picking on him or pushing him to do something he didn't want to do? What would you tell your son about? What would you tell your best friend if you don't have children? What would you tell somebody that you loved if you saw that they were being poked and prodded and pushed or bullied in any way? You give yourself that same advice. And then you take that advice and you take care of yourself. Self-love is not selfish. Self-love is not self-care. Self-love is getting in there and taking good care of your inner self. And only then will you know what true love is. And then you can truly love yourself and truly love other people. Now, I don't believe that you have to know how to love yourself before you can love anyone else. I think we do a pretty good job of loving others very well and not loving ourselves very well. You deserve it. Take some time. If you want to know more about self-love, self-care, I have a self-love course coming out. I have some devotionals, a 21-day self-love devotional that I can refer you to. Just leave me a comment below and I will get you that link. Like and subscribe and keep coming back. Get your notifications going because I have a lot to share and I think it'll benefit us all. Thanks for coming to the Twilight Zone and we will talk again soon.